In case you couldn't tell by this point, Konami's releases for the Famicom Disk System are going to be a real high point. They don't always hit, and I'm going to have to go through their sports line pretty soon. But the few developers who were on Konami's level in 1987 weren't really leaning into the disk system. Senshi Nicol is what happens when Konami looks at Zelda and goes, what if we did that, but without the permanent power-ups? The plot of the game is that Nicol is a young inventor who's made an interdimensional travel machine, and some aliens want it, so they abduct his girlfriend. They also smash the diamonds that are used to drive the machine, but Nicol has enough left to follow them one jump to another world. There are 7 stages in Senshi Nicol, and the goal on all of them, except the last one, are to collect the 3 pieces of that world's diamond, and once you've done that, your universe-traversing jalopy shows up, and you head on to the next world. You're playing from an overhead view, and you move between screens similar to the first Zelda game. However, not all the rooms you enter are just one screen across. Sometimes they'll scroll. The key here is that leaving and re-entering respawns all of the monsters in that area. So you'll want to avoid that. Though sometimes you can't because you'll get shot and bounced into a transition. B fires your gun and A jumps. Usually you'll be jumping to get over pits, and if you fall down one, every world has its own underground area. You just have to find the stairs in it, and these will always take you back to where you fell down. And that's the gist of the game. Explore these big mazes, find the 3 diamond pieces, which are always in some underground passage, and you'll have to shoot the giant diamond to get your small diamond out of it, and move on. That's straightforward enough, but Senshi Nicol has a lot of power-ups that have a kind of variable duration. While there are a few permanent power-ups, most of them give you points toward that item, and then as you use that item's effect, those points tick down. You can see the status of all of these by pressing start, and if you die, then you keep the permanent power-ups, but the rest go to 0. The power shoes will let Nicol move faster. That actually makes some of the jumping trickier because it's usually spaced so that you don't require the power shoes, and the power shoes double your jump distance. The bullets are cannon shot, and they are permanent upgrades to your gun. Every time you collect one of these, your shots get stronger. The jacket is your Astro Wear. It absorbs damage from enemies for you. An absolutely vital item for making progress. And to go with it, you've got the matching Astro Pants. The pants prevent damage caused by wading into hostile terrain, like lava or water. Those are definitely equivalent. The up arrow extends the range of your gun, and it's another permanent upgrade. Hearts are one way to restore some health, but they also give you points, which happen to have a very useful effect in Senshi Nicol. Every time you cross a score threshold, and that starts at 10,000 points, Konami Man will fly up the screen. If you manage to snag him, then your health is fully restored. The other way to restore health is by collecting apples dropped by enemies. Blue is the least, red is the middle, and flashing ones restore the most. Collecting an energy tank will increase your maximum health. The bar can only be extended 4 times, though. The balls are Cosmo balls, and if you hit select after you collect one of them, then you'll destroy all enemies on the screen. And finally, the stacked arrows are auto-fire. After you collect that, you can just hold down the B button to shoot. While you're exploring the world, a lot of the terrain is destructible, and you'll find hidden items inside it. Sometimes hidden items are even just out in the open on a square you have to shoot first. Some areas have bosses, or mini-bosses at the very least, and these rooms will seal you in until you can destroy the enemy that's there. Because these stages are non-linear, you can collect the diamonds that you need in any order, there really isn't a boss until the end of the game. Instead, you'll just encounter stronger enemies from time to time, and these are typically repeated throughout the stage. In Japan, Senshi Nicol is regarded as a hidden masterpiece. One of Konami's secretly great games that people don't know about because it's never been reissued. I don't know if I'd call it a masterpiece, but it's still pretty fun. The maze layouts are challenging, but not crazy. You won't be spending a lot of time walking in circles or winding up in dead ends, unless you really have no sense of direction. The combat's decent, and there's a huge variety of enemies. And I even think the temporary power-up system works pretty well, because you're always hunting for those next treasures to keep you going. In many ways, this feels like the missing link between Konami's King Kong 2 and the Goemon series. I had a pretty good time with this one. And the video is really only this short because it's a straightforward action game. Ai Senshi Nicol is well worth checking out.